Hey, good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day you watch this at. I hope you're having a good whatever time of day it is, and your day's been good so far, and it gets even better if it hasn't been that great. And maybe in some small way I can help make it better. So today, what are we looking at? These are, and I know it's been quite a while since I've done one of these videos. These are actually some drawings that I did way back during the summer, but I got kind of busy, and also then college started, and I just haven't gotten around to being able to do these until now. So what these are three little one-page comics that I did based on the characters from the short film Fairy Forest that I did with some friends in college. This first one, I believe this was the first one I did. It might be swapped with the next one. But this first one was an idea that my brother had for the character Marius, trying to come up with some evil schemes and a certain word. And I think the main goal was to have him do that pose there. You might wonder why I started at the bottom and worked my way up to the top when laying out this comic, and that's because sometimes in the past I would have a bad habit of starting at the top and then not having room at the bottom for whatever was supposed to go at the bottom. So I wanted to make sure that all of the frames fit in to the page. Yeah, this must have been the first one I did, because here I did the word bubbles first and then did the lettering, and later I figured out that it's much easier if I do the lettering first and then the word bubbles. But something interesting I figured out about how to do the word bubbles is that instead of trying to create them with a shape in Photoshop, I can actually just draw them on their own separate layer and do a white pen tool, and then add a stroke to that layer to get the black outline, and it actually works out pretty good. I love that low detail picture of Marius right next to the high detail picture of Marius. They're all in like chibi scale or something. But I guess that's supposed to be them in the Marius dimension. Evil scheming and stuff. I guess these kind of take place in like a parallel continuity to Fairy Forest. And I'll put a link to Fairy Forest and the Fairy Forest webpage, where you can read these comic strips, comic pages. If it's a full page, is there a difference between a comic strip and a comic page? I guess a strip would be like what you see in like a page full of comic strips on like a Sunday paper or something like that. Whatever. So this one was about kind of, there was a joke while we were filming it. When I made the shield that Roger uses. Originally I was just making it to have a Viking shield to go with the Viking helmet that I have, but I also used it for Roger. And whenever we were, moving all of our equipment around, somebody always had to carry the shield, and the shield is so big, and everybody was like, why is this shield so big? It's so heavy, because I made it out of almost the right materials, I guess, but I miscalculated, because instead of measuring things, I just guessed and eyeballed it and winged it and flew by the seat of my pants, whatever you want to say. So when I made the shield, it ended up kind of big, so so that was kind of the joke on there, is that the shield was too big. So anyway, I thought it would be funny if it was so big that, that's what it was I was drawing all of the characters in chibi scale, and the shield was, chibified also, and everybody, when I showed it to them, they said, the shield's too small. So then I just upscaled it so big that it was covering most of the characters. So now this one, the joke is that they were all hiding behind the shield. And I chose the red sprite as sort of the main character of this skit here, just as because I did Marius in the previous one, and I hope that's not too hard to read, where it goes off to the right and then you have to go way back over there, and then, because I was afraid that it people would go straight to the one below it. I don't know. When you read it, you figure it out. But yeah, so I had Marius as the main character of the previous one, and then the red sprite is the main character of this one, so then I guess the next one has the horseless headman. As the main character. So this one kind of jumped out of the idea, kind of breaking the fourth wall, having the characters hide behind. I don't know why the adventurers are just always hiding, but yeah. So I had thought about doing a whole series of these little comics, but I decided just to I kind of stopped after 3. Just, I don't know, I moved on to other projects, got busy with other things. I like being able to draw our crew members alongside the characters. That was nice, and the floating pumpkin guy is always kind of cute to draw. I had to figure out how to make it look like he was floating, running sort of, for the top panels. It's kind of funny how we have two pumpkins. We have the ferocious headless horseman, and then the little docile pumpkin that goes with the gnome, DeMuffins, Pumpky. The way I drew the gnome hat kind of looks like a pope hat or something. One of those, what do you call them? A bishop hat or something. Yeah. It looks like on the last one I did sort of like a semi-transparent layer for shading, but on this one I did darker colors for shading, darker hue. So I changed the background color to red in the final frame to be like wah, 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 wah. Figuring out how to do like the title and stuff was always like kind of hard, I guess, to do, to figure out where to fit it without. And I'm sure there's much better ways I could have done the border lines. Oh, looked like I had to steal something from the other one. Probably the title. I think it's the same font. Yeah, it's the same font that we used in the video. But yeah, making these comics, it was really fun, and I enjoyed them and had a good time. Enjoyed Faerie Forest, had a good time. There's a sequel to Faerie Forest now. Soon it'll have the director's cut version that's not part of the whatchamacallit, the one who meddles. But yeah, so like I said, I'll put links in the description to where you can watch Faerie Forest, and the web page where you can read these comics and see the other artwork that I did for Faerie Forest and stuff like that. Alright, well, have a nice day. May the Lord bless you. Bye.